Chapter 8. Noah. In the 113th year of my grandson Lamech's life, had the Lord Jael taken me. Lamech had taken to wife Betanos, the daughter of Berkiel, the daughter of his father's brother. When Lamech was 182 years of age, she bore him a son, and they called him Noah. It is he that Jael had spoken of as the continuance of mankind. 69 years had elapsed since my translation. My son Methuselah was now 369. Our aged father Adam was now dead 126 years. It was my assignment whilst I was in heaven to view the activities of men. It was the will of the Lord Jael that I write in volumes the unfolding of his divine plan. As I was called, so he was calling others. He revealed to me all. I witnessed all down through the corridor of time. I've seen the beginning, the middle, and the end. It is why I am the teller of his story. The Dark Lord Lucifer, he that was now called Satan, was idle in his activity. There was no need for him to bother the earth, for his fallen angels and their wicked offspring were filling the coffers of Sheol. The second and third divisions of the holding place of the spirits of men were being added to at a ravenous pace. The Dark Lord Lucifer was now master of the earth, but what a minuscule victory in light of what was in store for him at the end of the age. He knew he was defeated. He knew his demise was at the Lord Jael's whim. What he did not know was how. But no matter, for the Dark Lord had decreed that in his fate he would not be alone. He would take as many souls of mankind with him as he possibly could, and judging the celerity of increase of the souls of men into his portion of Sheol, there would be the majority. He and his angelic cronies would bring unfathomable horrors to these souls for eternity. They would forever pay the price of their fury. The next 500 years of human history proved to be the most decadent in the eyesight of the Lord Jael. All of heaven sensed his divine displeasure. In the meanwhile had the man Noah grew in stature and grace. He had taken to wife Imzerah, the daughter of Rachiel his father's brother, and by the time Noah was 500 years of age, she had bore him 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. They too had come of age, and had taken wives of their own. My son Methuselah was now 869 years old, and Lamech 682. Adam was now 626 years dead, and would have been 1556 had he not sinned. It was 569 years since my translation. Enoch had died 84 years into the life of Noah, Kenan 179 years into his life, Mahalalel 234 years into his life, and my father Jared 366 years into the life of Noah. These faithful men, along with countless others, had succumbed to death and their spirits deposited in the holding place of the righteous. The Lord Jael looked down from on high, and viewed the wickedness of man. It was great in the earth, and their every thought, their every imagination, was evil continuously. And it pained the Lord that he had made man, it grieved him to his heart. Then the Lord decreed, I will destroy man, whom I have created, from off the face of the earth. I will destroy the beasts, the creeping things, and the fowls of the air, for it pains me that I made them. But Noah found favor in the eyes of Jael, and in the 480th year of Noah's life did the Lord speak to him, saying, Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence, and behold, I will destroy them. It is my decree that you should build an ark, for I shall destroy the world by water. I shall cause a new thing, a wonder, for I shall cause it to rain. Therefore, build the ark according to my instruction. Make it of gopher wood. Rooms shall you make in it, and you shall tar it within and without. Make the length of it 450 feet, the breadth of it 75 feet, and the height 45 feet. A window shalt thou make in this ark, 18 inches high, around the entire top of the ark. You shall also set in the side of this ark a door, and the ark shall be of 3 levels. For behold, I shall bring a flood of water upon all the earth, and everything that is on the earth shall die. But with thee Noah shall I establish a covenant, and thou shalt come out of this ark, thou, and thy sons, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee. Of all animals bring 2 into the ark, 1 male, 1 female, and of the cattle of the earth 2. Of every creeping thing 2, that they may be preserved alive. And take thou into the ark all food that is eaten of yourselves and the animals, and thou shalt gather it together and store it as food. Noah did as the Lord Jah commanded, he and his house. For the space of 120 years did Noah and his family construct the ark. For 120 years did Noah preach the coming destruction, suffering ridicule from both neighbor and friend alike, for never had water fallen from the sky. How sad it was for me to view this scene from heaven, for I had seen with my own eyes the vast storehouse of water suspended around the globe. The people of earth lambasted Noah for the building of the monstrosity that he called the ark. They howled with laughter, and of them all only Lamech, and my aged son Methuselah believed. 120 years later did the Lord once more speak to Noah. Noah was now 600 years old. Lamech, Noah's father, whose life Seth had died 160 years into, was now dead himself. He had passed on as Seth to the hollow place of the faithful. Lamech died 5 years prior to the falling of the flood waters. 595 years into Noah's life did he die. I had now been translated for 669 years. Adam was now 726 years gone, and would have seen 1,656 years had he not sinned, and my aged son Methuselah was now 969. These are the ages of all those who did pass before me. Adam was 930 years at his death, Seth 912, Enoch 905, Canaan 910, Mahalalel 895, Jared 962, Lamech 777, but my son Methuselah lived longer than any man on the face of the earth, and did die in the same year of the falling of the waters from heaven. The Lord Jah spoke to Noah, and said, Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark, and bring in with thee 7 of every clean beast and 7 of the fowl of the air. Bring into the ark all that you have prepared, for in 7 days shall I cause it to rain, and it shall pour 40 days and 40 nights. Noah did according to the Lord's command, and the people came up from their dens of corruption, their cities, to make mockery of Noah. For 7 days did Noah and his family make final preparation of the ark, and in those 7 days did the crowds become louder. They brought food and drink to toast this idiotic occasion. Beware, they shouted to one another, reeling in their revelry, it's going to rain. Noah and his family continued their labor, turning deaf ears to the crowd. Noah knew that if the Lord Jah said in 7 days he would do this thing, in 7 days it would be done. It came to be the 7th day, and the voice of the Lord came to Noah, saying, the time is at hand. The multitude without the ark gasped in amazement as the door of the ark was fitted into place without hands. The Lord Jah gave the decree, and the 7 angels that held the 7 floodgates of the waters that were suspended above the earth were commanded to release them. At first the people could not believe their eyes, as they saw pellets of falling water colliding into the earth. Fear gripped their bowels as a drowning man grips flotsam, and how soon would this analogy become their reality? It was raining. Water was actually falling from the sky. Then the people believed and made frantic haste toward the ark. They screamed and pleaded for Noah to open the door. He could not, for God had sealed the door, knowing that Noah was a man of great compassion. They could view from the upper portals the chaotic state of their fellow men. The angels of Jah warded any attempts of the wicked to board the ark. Those on the outside hysterically clawed with their hands at the door of the ark until their fingernails were left embedded in the wood, and their fingertips reduced to bloody stumps. Everywhere was terror. Noah and his family wept tears of pity as the days passed. They heard the relentlessness of the pouring rain, and the ever-decreasing sounds of desperation from outside the ark, until there was nothing but complete and eerie silence. It rained as the Lord had said, 40 days and 40 nights, until the floodgates of heaven were emptied. The earth was now as it was in the beginning, globally immersed in water. 22 feet above the highest mountain did the water cover the earth, and for a total of 150 days did the waters remain at that level, so that all flesh was erased. 1,656 years of man's history had passed, and now was the dawning of a new Genesis.